a Moira ult gets popped, taking the lamp out, and Orisa getting 3 picks maybe. Was not able to completely see that, but the team just completely falls apart after 2 extra ults are popped. Now, it's honestly good for South Alabama that happened where at the time it did. Now South has 3 ults to be able to push into this next fight, while the others have only 1 ult with the High Noon, and High Noon's easily able to be countered with this Reinhardt shield up or Immortality. South Alabama just pushing straight in with the TP High Noon. High Noon gets canceled by Orisa with the Javelin, and another High Noon comes out, but has done nothing with the lamp coming out to be able to save everyone that was not able to get away out of line of sight. Smoke popping his wall, Flex Slam popping his window, Smoke getting 2 picks, 3 picks going down. But South Alabama is able to take this point back at 47%. Vulture getting a clean pick on the enemy Cassidy, allowing that stagger to happen and participating in that team fight fully by getting that final pick there. That was actually really, really nice push from South Alabama. I really loved that. And then instant teleport with the High Noon. Granted, it didn't get anybody, but they were able to make the enemy team move out of position because they were so concerned about that. We see a late beat and a bad Immortality field to save the Reinhardt, but it does not matter. Smoke on Symmetra is just going ham right now, getting 3 picks, completely nullifying that push, and once again Vulture participating and getting a pick for himself, taking out that entire team without using any ult economy whatsoever. And now you see the enemy team is able to push on site with the TP strat again, popping both support ults almost immediately as soon as they get there. If South falls here, it is a good chance that this could be the last push and last fight of the entire round. Due to the fact that the enemy team is at 93, it doesn't matter. Big Jimmy getting 3 picks, but that doesn't matter. Lucio's the only one with Sinister on the field. Flex Slam tries to get the point, but he's unable to stay alive. South had a really good defense right there. They could potentially get back. Vulture's not able to make it back on Tracer, and that is going to be the round. That was actually really good from South. I really liked that. That was fun to watch because South really worked as coordination-wise was really, really good, and they were working together for once. And Smoke on Symmetra is a menace. I know this man isn't a DPS player that often. He's more of a tank player. When he does play DPS, he does eat sometimes. So it's actually fun to see him tonight playing some DPS instead of the tank.
Bree, I don't think we're live.
Oh, that's because it's binaural.
Yeah, no.
Glad you like it.
I've got the YouTube video pulled up. It's not started.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
We won't give up that easily.
All right, round 2. Hopefully South can clutch up.
South Alabama immediately out with TP, way ahead of everyone in this push essentially, and they were able to get an easy early pick on the Symmetra with Vulture getting 2 picks, Symmetra and Moira falling. Flex Slam falling back just a tad bit, but he's able to keep his team supported enough. Vulture getting 3 picks! Wow!
This is quite the change of pace from South.
They're doing exceptionally good tonight with these picks. The DPS are able to do things. Big Jimmy's being able to hold space properly. Supports are being able to keep everyone up as long as they possibly can. It's just great to watch. It's fun whenever you see teams be able to work together. Last time South wasn't able to do it, but the enemy team was, and now this time South's actually able to pull out some stops and potentially get some picks and some game-changing plays in this situation. So I'd pretty say this is a pretty fun game to watch. And as we sit here watching it be a poke battle at the very start, the enemy team finally pushes in. And South does lose a massive player in this equation, losing 2 of them as a Moira ult comes out. Immortality goes down, but it does not matter. 2 players still die. Big Jimmy potentially able to get Reinhardt off the map here. He doesn't. Sinister dies. Flex Slam falls as well. Big Jimmy either just needs to jump off and just, or get away. Either or. And what he decides to do is finally run away. However, he could die here if he doesn't back up and get that support that he needs. Luckily, he's able to survive here. South Alabama is able to regroup here. It's going to be interesting on how they push. Are they planning to do it? It's DP strat, which they are, going straight to point with the wall, coming straight out, forcing them to come on the point. South is able to take the point before they even are able to react. That, and using only one ult there is going to be beneficial because this ult economy is doing phenomenal for South Alabama. There's no other ult having to be popped right here. They're able to just sit here and take every single bit of damage with the supports being able to heal everything. Baptiste is an annoying support with that immortality build. Just 2 players there should have died with how low they were getting. But it does not happen because FlexSlam is on point with them immortality builds. They are being C9, but it doesn't matter. They're just getting picks at the front gate. Like, no questions asked. They're just getting pick after pick after pick. Team, wow, this is a very coordinated South Alabama team, and I am in love with it. This is amazing. This sim plays, the space being taken, Symmetra holding space with the tank, FlexSlam providing support in the back line with Lucio up front. It's all great. Window comes out, Rizzo comes out to completely stop this push. 2 players are able to get past, but 3 players are going to fall in the back line. It doesn't matter. FlexSlam does die to Death Blossom though, but it doesn't matter at all. Vulture's able to get the final 2 picks, take the point back, and potentially win this entire round for South Alabama.
Can I get a go Jags, baby? That was so clean. Oh my lord.
Their coordination in this game is doing very well. They're just doing everything right. With smoke on DPS to be able to hold space while you have the Lucio up there with Big Jimmy and Smoke. You have Vulture to mitigate the medium, the short to medium range, while FlexSlam just in the back, being the annoying Baptiste that Baptiste are with the consistent damage in the background with the massive amount of hills. It's all just working very well, very good. It's just so fun to watch. King of the Hill matches when both teams have Symmetra players are fun. But King of the Hill matches when there's one Symmetra player that is able to just shine, as well as just the team coordination in general, is always a fun time. However, we do see FlexSlam switch off Symmetra here and going into the Junkrat play. So we'll see how this adds up for their game. South Alabama immediately takes White Room to be able to take the proper fight here, and they're just pushing into him, not letting any space up. The point is free to take, but it does not matter to South. They just want to get an easy pick to be able to determine this entire fight right off the bat. We do see a Bastion on the field to be able to try and deal with this Orisa a little bit better, but it does, to no avail, does not work. Big Jimmy getting an easy pick off a Reaper out of position, being able to take advantage of this Vulture, getting in the back line, taking care of the Bastion. And they're just rolling into this enemy team, just hitting pick after pick, being able to take this point. Big Jimmy getting a pick on the side on the Moira, now taking 3 down with them. That is Zen and Reinhardt are the only 2 that are up. This team fight is very well. This is going very well for South Alabama. It's going to be interesting how the enemy team is able to turn this around on South, what they can do to completely nullify South in this situation. As we see a Moira ult pop and a Torb on the field. Interesting choice. Immortality comes out to save Big Jimmy here. Is the wall is the window is up, but no real advantage is able to get taken with it. As you see, 2 ults popped with the Moira ult and the Zenyatta ult, both support ults. That's not ideal in this situation, as support ults are kind of game-changing in a sense when it comes to saving teams. But if they take the point, they take the point. Now let's see if they can hold it against South Alabama. South does have 3 ults coming up with Orisa, Lucio, and Vulture already having this ult, so we could see a potential speed boost in with the Orisa ult to be able to completely see if we can get an easy kill. There's no telling. High Noon comes out, but a massive shatter, getting 3 players and nullifying that High Noon immediately. Does not let Vulture have any advantage with it. Immortality comes down to save those players, but it does not matter, as Torb is able to get picks due to Turret and just backline shooting. Turret gets 2 picks on South Alabama. Vulture getting squashed by the Reinhardt after getting 2 picks, and FlexSlam just getting rolled in with momentum. And they just are able to completely defend off South Alabama and take the lead when it comes to percentage in this match. Oh, how will South turn around on this situation? They do have the Orisa ult still. Beat did come out but we could see a window being pushed up here very soon. Moira ult does come out. Not really doing much here. Moira ults, in my opinion, should be used more for healing than DPS, but if it works, it works. Lucio Sinister does fall to a Reinhardt charge. Reinhardt completely nullifying Smoke's tire and himself as a person. Big Jimmy, nice javelin on that Reinhardt charge, protecting himself, as well as getting that Reinhardt away from Flexland. But South Alabama has to regroup. If they do not regroup here, it is going to be dangerous. The enemy team has 80%. South has 2 ultimates up, ready to go. Window does come out. Let's see if they can actually get any advantage with this thing. There is a Moira in the back line, but it does not matter other than distracting the supports. Vulture is able to get a kill on the Zenyatta. Smoke is in the front line. Big Jimmy gets his Orisa ult off, almost killing Reinhardt. Smoke falls to Torbs. Yeah, you know what that is. But it doesn't matter. These ults do not matter. This is not a Q game. This is a team cooperation game. And this is all that matters. These teams are working well together. They are well-oiled machines. South Alabama is able to take this point back at 50%. If they can hold this and take this, South Alabama takes Lee Chang. But if they lose one push right here, one team fight, it is over and wraps. We do see Sinister over there on the left side in White Room, just waiting for people to push up. And as they do, he's able to just get some nice damage in before even just running away. We do have high noon for South Alabama, but there is a Death Blossom on the enemy team. Turret does come to a fall. This Torb is a menace to society sitting in the background. Beat with his Death Blossom. The Death Blossom. Immortality comes out. High noon, choose the counter. The Death Blossom getting pick after pick. Give me more! Give me more! That's all I asked for as they continue to push the team back and continue to defend this point. With Torb and his turret falling for more. There is a window that's potentially coming up. Window popped, but it doesn't matter. Vulture falls. Transcendence comes out. This could be the end for South Alabama as they do lose 2 players right at the start of this team fight. And they do not have any ults to accommodate for this. South could lose this completely, and they do. They lose the point and lose the round and lose the match. Oh, it was so good. They were doing so well. You cannot discredit either team here. This was not a Q battle as many games are. A hard-fought defeat is what that was.
Play of the game.
Alright guys, welcome back to match 2 between South Alabama and Century College White. As you guys saw in the last match, South was able to get it close, but they weren't able to pull it all the way through, so we're going to see if they can get it the comeuppance this go around.
And it looks like we have returned to our fan favorite Kings Row. Ah, this map is glorious. Every single time we're on it, I praise it and I love it. It's great. It's amazing with the one-shot meta currently, so it'll be fun to see if anybody does pull out the one-shot characters. As we can see, CC White does pull out Hanzo, so it'll be fun to watch this go down. But as team comps go, it looks like a very, very bare-bone poke comp for South Alabama, and an interesting-looking dive. Bro, I can't tell what CC is running. Doomfist is throwing me off here because normally I would probably be a dive comp. Doomfist is a brawl comp, but that and he switches to Reinhardt, so very fitting. All right, and as
Look
we
at
start,
Small
we can
Gang's
see...
doormat catch a Reaper right there at the front door, buddy.
Oh, bro, that is a season 1, very first ever like Overwatch player strategy with Junkrat to do. It's very fun to do. It's also very fun to see it happen nowadays as a whole. But oh, right off the gate, so Small Gang's getting able to 2 pigs with mines. Oh, the concussive mines are so strong from Junkrat, and he's able to hit 2 of them and get 2 pigs. Right at the start, very vital picks with the Lucio and Hanzo coming out right at the beginning, completely nullifying that entire push. And CC was on the track to take enough space to be able to potentially take that first point as they were holding the left side of that statue. That is a very pivotal point and very pivotal space to hold. Small Gang is sitting on this left, completely stopping them from being able to take this. Big Jimmy completely stopping any push and advancement with that speed boost. And Sinister getting a pick on the Hanzo. Very, very quick. Like, he needs to watch out for this Reaper on the right-hand side. And he sees them. The entire team jumps on this Reaper and says, "No, you ain't touching Zenyatta. Not today. Not today." And South Alabama completely stopping the second push that CC tries to throw out at them. This is awesome to see this team coordination here. I love to see it when this team works together because they can do phenomenal things, and it's awesome. We already see CC having window coming up. They're going to the top left part of the map, but it does not matter. Vulture's there to supply extra damage. Small Flex Lamb jumps up with Vulture, and they're just jumping. They missed the jump. Vulture, however, is downstairs and does get ganged and gets killed by the Reinhardt. Immortality does go down to try and save him, but it's not worth it because he is downstairs, not outside. But Big Jimmy is able to get a pick on the Cassidy. Small Gang getting another pivotal pick, taking that window and saying bye-bye to your use and getting rid of it as a tire comes after the Reaper and completely destroys him. The South Alabama's getting pick after pick. It does not matter. CC's not able to do anything to actually get any progress on this point as South Alabama gets ready to reposition for the next team fight. This is stellar work. South Alabama only having to use 1 ult there, having 4 of them going into this next team fight, completely nullifying a window as they throw their own and Big Jimmy pushes this enemy team back. As Sound Barrier comes out, Transcendent comes out, both Immortalities. Whose Q game's gonna be better? It's a question that we always want to know when it comes to this game. But it does, Qs are not big, but Small Gang is getting 2 pigs! 1 with a trap and just killing Reaper cold right. He does not like this Reaper, it is not fun. Vulture getting a pick on Cassidy, and Small Gang finishing off the Baptiste with Flex Lancing off the Lucio. CC is able to make some progress, getting 41% on this board, but they are not able to cap anything. This is amazing, beautiful defense from South Alabama, having 2 ults going into the next team fight, but they are out at a disadvantage here with 3 ults on there. A shatter is inevitable to happen. There is no barriers to block it. They either are going to poke him out and kill him and completely stop it, or Big Jimmy's going to be huge here and javelin him mid-shatter. We're soon to see. It comes out, but Reaper falls. High Noon comes out, getting a pick with trades. And CC's able to wipe. Oh, but Vulture pops High Noon. Or not High Noon. Vulture pops Visor. He is not Cassidy. He pops Visor, but is only able to get 1 pick and not really able to completely get full value on it. And it's sad to see, but they do lose that first point, but they hold it for a very, very long time. That is a good play from South Alabama. If they could take a little bit more space here to completely hold this choke, it would be more beneficial. They do have 4 ults coming up, with 3 players being in the 70-80 range for their ult charge, while CC only has 2 ults, and so if South wants to sit here and completely stop this fight right away, they could, which is by pressing Q. Reaper does TP behind them, forcing them to fall back just a tad bit, and Window comes out to completely take this entire corner here. South Alabama having to fall back and get away from that window, or they're going to get melted. But that ult does kind of seem wasted in some people's eyes. Window does come out. If CC is able to push past this window for South Alabama, they're able to make progress. CC getting 2 picks on Small Gang and Vulture, taking them out of the fight immediately. Big Jimmy and his supports are able to hold this line right here. If they're able to just hold this while both the DPS can come back, that'd be great. Sinister getting another pick right here, right now. That's pivotal, seeing that they are down 2 players, and they're just pushing a 5-man back because damage is so strong with that Discord orb. Zenyatta is such a strong character right now with that Discord. He's just able to keep it on certain players and naturally just wipe. Sinister does need to watch out though, as the Reaper does sneak up and get him, and he does fall. However, 4v4 here with a Brig ult coming out, we could see a complete and total roll by CC pushing in. Javelin comes out, taking Reaper down. But it doesn't matter as South Alabama continues to fall 1 by 1, left Small King alone as he dies, getting a pick with Martyrdom. Oh, the Season 1 stuff's coming out as in full glory in Overwatch 2. You love to see it. Junkrat is just a menace to existence. Oh, this is great. See, even the smallest failures turn into something that's funny, because I'm sure the enemy team's able to laugh at that. It's because it is Martyrdom's good. As we push into the next point, we have South Alabama with 3 ults and CC White having 3 ults as well, potentially having 4 by the time this corner is reached. I can easily say that if this corner is reached, we're going to see a Baptiste window pop very soon here, as South Alabama's going to have to lose space against that Baptiste window. It could come out at any moment. They got to take him out. They got to take out that Immortality to be able to do anything here. And ult should start flying very soon, as this choke is getting held and contested for a while. Small Gang getting another pick on Reaper as he falls into the hole of death in the 3rd point of King's Row. A very common place for bronze players to die. No offense, not calling him bronze, but that mine did send him flying. And he just couldn't escape. It's sad. It happens.
I will say that it seems South defense is like their biggest, that is their strong point right now. Their defense really can't be penetrated until someone comes up behind, and that's where it really starts to fall.
And even when they are able to go on the flank, Big Jimmy's in the high ground with the steel traps ready to go. Not Big Jimmy, my bad. Small Gang is in the high ground with them steel traps ready to go to trap that Reaper, to let his team know that this is about to happen. Transcendence came out to nullify that Death Blossom. Immortality stopped Small Gang's tire. That is fine though. But it doesn't matter, because this has never been a Q game. It has never. These fights never rely on them Qs, but more as team coordination, as Doo-Doo Boo-Doo gets 4 picks, taking that team fight, potentially giving CC White this entire point. But it is fine. South Alabama held for a while. Immortality goes down, saving the Baptiste, but doesn't matter. Mayo comes out of nowhere. Vulture throws it from his spawn and freezing the Baptiste. Now you see Vulture on Tracer to be a mosquito, a fly, an annoyance, but it doesn't matter as CC White's able to pick out pivotal moments and getting many picks just from normal team fights. As you got the 4K from Doodoo and the 3K right there from the Brig to save that point completely.
Small Gang seems to be pulling it out this match, dude. This is going a little crazy.
Small Gang's been a monster when it comes to using Junkrat within these past games. It seems like that is his character. When I first watched their games, he pulled out Junkrat and they won that match. So it's nice to see him be able to play a comfort pick as Junkrat. And on King's Row, I think it works very well because along sight lines, just being able to lob grenades and you just setting things up, it's very nice. So it's good to see him being able to play that comfort pick.
Oh, for sure. No more doormats this go around, that's for sure.
No, but Chonky Ghost could surprise us and run up and put one down.
Well, hopefully they see the welcome mat and decide to blow it up instead of walk into it like Doodoo Boodoo.
You know,
quite the interesting game.
They do have a Junkrat player themselves, so they probably are expecting that is a potential thing. As we sit here and see Vulture on Widowmaker, this is going to be fun to watch. I love the long sight lines from this very first point, just being able to get picks. It's awesome. If Vulture's able to pull this out, I want to say he played Widow last time and was able to completely stomp the enemy team from being able to defend it, and South just steamrolled the first point. So if that can happen again, this is going to be very significant for South Alabama.
Oh, not only that, we've got a Ramatra coming up, right, as well. Big Jimmy's really good with that Ramatra. He's deadly. There goes Vulture, one shot, no goal. Let's see.
South Alabama taking this right side of the point, being able to...
Quite the interesting position.
Sorry, I am completely distracted. That was my bad. They completely take this high ground up here, pushing CC White from the high grounds, being able to just push them back further as they just continue to take space. CC White's not taking any space from South Alabama here. Discord just exists. Sinister, penalty, Reaper. Arissa gets cut off from their team by the Maywall. Immortality comes down, but for both teams, Vulture just getting pick after just damage after damage with Ash, the most annoying mosquito ever. Getting Dynamite off, potentially building Bob super fast. Doodoo is able to get a pick on Small King's May. Vulture does fall to Junkrat, and it seems that South Alabama may have to fall back here, which would probably be the most advisable situation. It does look like Sinister is off by himself. It doesn't look like CC White knows. He is by these stairs, so we could see a potential, if he is able to get a charge shot and get a pick on the back line here, just allowing for South to actually get into the situation and get into this team fight, and it looks like he may attempt it, and oh, he fails, but he could still get a pick here. If he's able to, if Vulture is able to finish off the Junkrat for him, and he's just existing on his high ground, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. Arissa and Reaper are able to just take them out one by one. Sinister still existing. Oh, he's getting hunted. The hunt has begun. He gets javelined and annihilated by Arissa and falls in the most excruciating pain from that javelin through the heart and into the wall. So both teams now have, man. He really did. He really did. And if he would have been able to get a pick a little bit sooner, I think that would have been a completely different game for them. As Reaper, Sinister's just keeping his eye on this Reaper. This Reaper is not able to teleport safely without being pelted a couple times, but it is to no avail. This Reaper isn't the threat. It is just everything else as a team. They're not able to really pick off one person at a time. But Big Jimmy does get a kill. This could be the very push they need. As the Mayo comes out, they take out this Immortality. Arissa will fall, and that Brig falls. Baptiste will fall, and South Alabama will take this first point much faster than CC White did, just with a casual May push. Gotta love her pressing Q and completely taking you out of the match for a couple seconds and just completely stopping the play. As Reaper just is not having fun with South Alabama. He is.
Now, man. They don't want to let up.
No, they are taking the space. They said, CC, you are not allowed back. They're just going to sit here, get past this first choke, get up to this corner, fight the second choke on this point, and just... However, CC said no, they want this fight at this first choke. With Vulture getting a pick on the Reaper, Immortality comes out as many players on CC White's team are low, and there's just damage flying through this arch right here. We do see a tire coming out. Is South Alabama going to be able to stop it or be able to protect themselves? They are. Immortality was still up, not able to get a single actual pick from that tire. Is very beneficial for South Alabama as they have 3 ults versus 3 ults. We see an Orisa coming out and a Ramatra coming out. Echo completely loses her ult immediately as Orisa gets 3 kills with her ult. Oh my god! They completely stopped South Alabama right in their tracks, saying your ults do not matter. Ours is better. It's over. Get back to your spawn and let's go for another fight. Oh my god.
Man, South Alabama hit the ground running, but little did they know, Sentry White was a brick wall, buddy.
It was unstoppable objects running into an immovable, unstoppable forces running into an immovable force. We see Transcendence come out to completely nullify Death Blossom while Vulture's being a menace in the back line on Pharah, getting 3 picks uncontested. This is awesome and so fun to watch here as South Alabama is able to perform very well as a team here, getting pick after pick.
We got Sinister just chilling on the payload, having a nice little time back here.
Be that that payload princess, pushing that payload all the way for his team. That is the most pivotal team, whatever you want to call it. You cannot doubt that on this.
Getting ready. Uh-oh.
South Alabama was just able to take this entire space, getting past first, second, and third choke on the second point. And Vulture does not care about hit scans. He says you're dead. When he says this, you are dead. It does not matter, but he does fall to Small Gang getting a pick on Brigitte. It's a 3v4 in this situation. Big Jimmy said he don't care. His supports can be out of line of sight. He's gonna exist and do damage. Small Gang popping his ult. If this could potentially even give them this Orisa kill, they could take this point. Immortality was thrown very short. Immortality for South Alabama thrown on payload to move alongside them. They take the second point with two minutes left. No ults are needed to finish this out. It is so... This team coordination is something I've not seen from the South Alabama team in a minute. This is going very, very well for them. They have 3 ults going into this final point. CC has 3 ults as well. It's Window, Brig, and Orisa versus Ramatra, Pharah, and Window as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what Q battles do win. But like I said multiple times already, Q battles do not happen here. Vulture's able to pop his Q and get a pick on Bastion. 2 of CC White's players fall. Orisa being a pivotal one as Big Jimmy pops his Nemesis form and pops a window, says goodbye to High Noon as South Alabama is just able to continue to push uncontested and just get there. If they are able, and CC White is able to jump on at the last moment. Big Jimmy and Small Gang as a dynamic duo cannot do much in this situation. Vulture should have jumped off there, but it's fine. Just die, get back with your team. You have a minute left. You have 3 ults, very, very strong ults that could potentially take this entire fight and get this South Alabama first win of, tie this up and go into overtime. So it'll be interesting to see what South Alabama does here with these ults, as well as this team fight here. This is about to be their most pivotal team fight of the night to be able to take this point here. Window comes out as Bastion is just pelting damage in, but it doesn't matter. His damage is not able to sit here and out nullify the healing. Big Jimmy pops his ult, just eating away at the health as Bastion is able to just drop an ult on them. Big Jimmy does fall, and South Alabama is not able to continue to get picks. However, Small Gang is on this high ground, just picking off people by throwing mines. Gotta love that. Gotta love the Junkrat plays as he's sitting there with 90% on his ultimate. I do not think the enemy team knows about this. So if he's able to stay there uncontested, not bothered, then he could potentially make a very pivotal. He shot and they located him. This could be dangerous for him. He is getting chased by Reaper now. Junkrat does fall. This may be the end here.
We might be able to see something.
Sinister pops Transcendence here, and he could save this team as a whole. Let Small Gang get back with Tire, as we've seen him do it before from Spawn. Transcendence does come out, stopping the Orisa. This does not cancel the Orisa ult. They do need to get out. They do get out of it. Damage needs to be flying. Small Gang needs to get Tire. He needs to pop it as soon as he gets it. He pops it. He goes on the high ground. He's going in the back. Will he get picks? He does not, sadly, but Vulture's able to kill Reaper, and the teams are still just going. Vulture pops Q on nobody. Very interesting strategy. I want to see. It's an intimidation tactic, and it's just going. South Alabama getting damage after damage, getting pick after pick. If they're able to kill Orisa, Sinister does fall. Here we go. It's not a good thing. It's no. They voluntarily walk off of point to go after Bastion, all of them, and they
Oh
lose.
man! Oh my God! They were throwing punch after punch. Oh
It was
my God!
non-stop chaos in that final fight, and that's what we love to see. No boring poke matches, all full-out brawl. But sadly, South Alabama does lose for the second time on Kings Row.
Initiating match.
Guys, it's match 3. South and Century White. We are going to witness the comeback of the century. We are going to witness first freaking hand.
As we take our adventure over to the Shimbali Temple. I'm not too sure how I feel about this map, honestly. I barely have played since its release, and I honestly, from what I have played, do not like it.
Ready for
But if our team likes it, then so be it. They will play it.
Retirement looks good on
So,
you, Anna.
team comp wise, we see a heavy dive comp
We're still alive.
with South Alabama, Big Jimmy pulling out the Winston and Vulture pulling out the Genji, my boy. So it'll be fun to watch that happen, but Vulture is going to be immediately countered unknowingly by this Tor. So they're going to do an instant swap. I'm so glad they did this because this could have gone really south real quick. Vulture's probably going to try a quick pick with Widowmaker by launching into the sky. If he's able to do that, that'd be very, very strong and very, very quick since no one's running Mercy to get this res. So it'll be very fun. This first line of sight is going to be interesting to see how Vulture performs. Here we go.
attackers incoming.
Let's get a Go Jags going in the chat. And Vulture
Oh,
with
he
the
gets
pick
a
immediately!
pick on the Torb! He didn't even launch! He said he's gonna crouch! He does exactly what I wanted him to do! He gets that pick immediately! And with not having the Mercy, it's just gonna open up for South Alabama to push in! As
With
Big
the
Jimmy
bonus
takes a nap on the job, Small Gang teleports in right in front of every single person. Not very advisable as Reaper is. That's not the goal of TP. But it doesn't matter as the CC White jumps off the high ground to push into South
Small
Alabama's
Gang
dive
caught
complex,
by pot.
preventing them from being able to do anything. Vulture does almost fall immediately, and South Alabama has to fall back super fast. The Small Gang does get jumped on. As previously mentioned, they jumped off high ground, no hesitation to go after him. They may switch up this dive comp very quick, straight into a poke comp. So this is going to be fun. Sigma is one of my favorite tanks. He's the most balanced tank, and he's been the most balanced. He hasn't had any changes with, since Overwatch 2's release, other than the tank health pool being changed and things like that. He's so fun. So it's going to be fun to watch Big Jimmy play him and see how he performs here. I've not really seen him do Sigma much, but it is a game of poke now, where it's gonna just be gonna see who can get the first pick as Small Gang goes on the flank with the TP. If he's able to get this, as the entire team starts to push around the right to take this point, take this position here, Small Gang, the doo-doo on Reaper is trying to test him at the stairs with no teammates behind him. And it's just, Nano Boost comes out on Small Gang, and he says W key, and let's see if he can get any picks here. But he doesn't, and he falls back real quick. Big Jimmy's been sleeping on the job a little bit too much. Someone needs to dock his pay a little bit here. As trades are coming out with Vulture getting a pick on Doodoo's Reaper, and Vulture getting dropped by Torbjorn's headshots, the most annoying things in the game. But it doesn't matter to that. Transcendence does come out to try and save Flex Slam and Sinister from a rogue Moira. This is weird. From the momentum we've been seeing all night for South Alabama and CC White, it has become a very slow, methodical.
They're going to try and take out Ramatra.
Getting swept in the back line, but it doesn't matter because Small Gang is Reaper, and Reaper wakes up immediately after sleep, so no one knew this. Doodoo getting 2 picks, but falling very shortly after to Vulture. And again, this is just a very, very slow game of poke and poke and poke. You get a pick here and get a pick there and just push. But Small is just not working out for South Alabama.
Fletch is doing his thing in the back, making sure everybody's kept up.
We'll say I do, from what I've seen, South Alabama's poke game is pretty much their weakest. With Ramatra popping ult and able to just go into the back line with no barriers or anything to stop him, but he does fall to Vulture and the amount of team damage that is coming out. Moira does get a pick on Big Jimmy here,
And here comes Small Gang to lay down the law.
We have 4 ults for South Alabama. Torb pops his ult, cutting off the supports from the DPS. Small Gang gets an air boost as he drops the Death Blossom for the Beyblade combo. It does not work. Bob comes out, but is sleeping on the job as per usual. But he's now just doing consistent damage, but falls very, very quickly. It is a 4v4 situation here for both teams. And South Alabama is just ever so slightly able to inch this further up as their poke comp is working very, very well, but I would say not to full efficiency. Spike Slam does fall to the Ramatra pushing in, and in his Nemesis form getting this easy pick on him. And now South Alabama has to fall back just a tad as Reaper is in the back line here. Top hopping Death Blossom on top of Vulture.
And he's
Big Jimmy does fall to Ramatra. Sinister falls as well, and that is the first round on Shambhala Temple. Oh wait, we have a little fly in the background here with Small Gang on Tracer, just trying to contest it just a tad bit, but it doesn't seem to be enough as there is a hammer kill comes out. Oh, that's a little embarrassing.
That was a rough round for South.
It's fine. It happens. South Alabama's poke comp, it could give a little work to it, little more practice. It's something they tend to struggle with, from what I've realized, when they pull out characters like Sigma and try to poke out enemy teams. They're just not really able to get picks, but it is fine. Maybe their defense is able to change completely. They've been on fire when it comes to defense, but they do. CC White does have only a small amount of pushing room that they have to achieve, with maybe 1 choke on the line. So it'll be interesting to see how South Alabama pulls this through.
For some reason, I got a gut feeling South's going to pull it out this round. Hopefully, we got to see them get 1 dub tonight. If not, take the whole thing.
I'm sensing a strange energy here.
Their defense is
Pure.
on fire tonight. They may not have been able to completely stop CC White from capping and doing all this extra stuff, but they have been causing massive amount of problems for CC White in these rounds, completely like pushing it to close games with overtime and things like this, being able to take points back on King's Row and pushing it all the way almost to overtime on taking points and taking things on Lijiang Tower and pushing it almost to overtime completely on King's Row. So if they're able to completely hold this situation, it will be interesting. We see CC White pulling out the Widowmaker. Maybe they can replicate what Vulture did at the very beginning, but, you know, Vulture on Bastion says, no, get back into your spawn and swap. We don't like to see that copycat kind of stuff. And as they do, they switch over to Torb, and Big Jimmy, man, he is taking too many naps. Someone needs to dock this man's pay. He's just not doing enough. And South Alabama really has to stop him this entire push right here, right now, as this is the 1 choke on Shambhala. The very first point, as Doodoo does fall back in the back line to try and take out Small Gang's Torb. It does not work. Big Jimmy's up there, out of LOS, up his support. Everyone's scattered currently, so it's wild that CC White's not just focusing Big Jimmy by himself, but it doesn't matter. There's the very first pick. Doodoo falls to Small Gang's Torb, and you know they are playing heavy bunker with both turrets on the field, Bastion and Torb. Big Jimmy on Ramatra now kind of having to catch up to his
Vulture's
team.
not letting him up the stairs, man.
Vulture does not give a crap. Oh, they almost get C9 by the enemy Moira, but Big Jimmy says no. And he goes a point and gets a kill, and it is supported by the turret. Gotta love that 6 teammate. And it's essentially a poke game. It really is. This is just damage after damage.
Vulture going to eat.
Ramatra. This is exactly what South Alabama has to do. They have to be able to pull these picks off and get these eliminations on these out of position players, like the Moira often is, and like the Ramatra is getting completely out of position if things happen like that. Just getting these quick picks and completely nullifying every single push. Vulture did pop his ult there, trying to get an easy pick on the back line that was collectively together, but he was not able to. We do see Mercy. I didn't mention this, but we do see a Mercy get pulled out here to add damage. Karp is able to get a kill on Small Gang as a Moira ult is coming out. This is getting very close. This could potentially. Oh my God! South Alabama just completely falls within an instant. Snap of the finger, blink and you miss it. And CC White takes some Bali and takes the entire match 3-0 against South Alabama. Oh, it was well fought and it was nice, but South Alabama could not do any more to completely stop this.
Oh man. Oh.